To tell a good story, you need a yin and a yang. You need a heaven and a hell. You need a good and a bad. That's true with books, it's true with movies, and it's definitely true with gaming. Today we're going to explore the good. We're going to explore the heroes, the protagonists. We're going to explore the characters you keep rooting for, the characters that drive a game forward. So without further ado, here is Moonie's mix of the top 10 gaming protagonists of all time. Starting our list is everything you'd want the world's best super spy to be. In a genre of shooter generality focused on mechanics and futuristic warfare, Tom Clancy games usually lack strong characters, except, of course, for Sam Fisher. If you've learned anything from the Lone Wolf, it's that the sight of 3 green lights in darkness is the last thing you'll probably ever see. As the franchise progressed, so did Fisher's character and mindset, going from a super secret assassin to a mad, strange dad putting a flagpole through some corrupt senator's shoulder. Voiced by the legendary Michael Ironside, his grim, passionate presence was evident through the first 5 Splinter Cell installments. He really makes you want to be a spy. He makes you want to be the bad guy doing good for the world. He makes you want to go to your former boss who was a jerk and say, "Hello, I used to work here." If you've seen the Quentin Tarantino film Inglourious Bastards, you surely can envision Brad Pitt saying, "Gentlemen, we're in the business of killing Nazis." Insert Billy Blazkowicz, the world's greatest hunter-killer of a fictional version of the Nazi regime that way overstayed their welcome. As the main man of the Wolfenstein series, Blazkowicz deals with the struggles of failure, whether with losing friends or losing the war to Hitler. He struggles with love and his family, from an uncertain future to a very certain and cold past. What he does not struggle with, however, is his ability to eliminate Nazis. Placed in some of the smoothest fighting mechanics gaming has to offer, you control Blazkowicz in his dual-wielding, bullet-raining rampage to save the world from an ever-growing war machine. You are the epitome of the hero that you know will get the job done, and unlike some soldiers, there's no question you're rooting for Billy to complete his task. Nobody likes Nazis, Illinois or otherwise, but Billy? Nah. He's on the next level. Not far, but immensely distant from Wolfenstein is the historically acclaimed series Doom, asking these kind of questions. How much violence is enough? Yes. How many enemies are enough? More. How loud is the overdriven metal music? Louder. What is your mission? Who cares? So long as everything dies. Delivering the pain comes someone barely human, and barely recognizes that. The Doomslayer is very mysterious in origin, but his intentions are no mystery. He's out to rip and tear his way in and out of hell, leaving nothing standing. Perhaps no protagonist in gaming gives you the feeling of such power, effortlessly moving through hordes of enemies with only your incredible freedom of movement and a vast array of weaponry to bail you out. Unlike nearly everyone on the list, however, the Doomslayer may be too focused on his mission, leaving anything in his wake to succeed. It's an interesting balance to save humanity, and you walk the beam with him from game to game. If you've ever wanted to feel like what it's like to be a god, just play Doom. And remember, the answers are always yes and more. Number 7 is regretfully our only female lead. Just couldn't get Samus Aran into the list, I'm sorry Metroid fans. But I think that regardless, she is by far gaming's leading woman. With more than a dozen Tomb Raider games spanning nearly 25 years, coming in at number 7, Lara Croft has lasted through the generations as a hero you can root for no matter what the situation. With that said, I think there are 2 very distinct versions of Croft. There is the flashy, sexy Angelina Jolie version from the 90s and early 2000s, and the more reserved, intellectual version of the modern trilogy of the 2010s. Though the original version brought huge fame and success for the Tomb Raider franchise, I think the modern approach does much more for Croft the character. Is she still attractive? Of course. That's not the main appeal anymore. Her relentless drive to find answers of her past and of the world's past simultaneously makes her very compelling. Add in a growing sense of confidence and ability to show emotion, whether good or bad, and you've got a Lara Croft I can't wait to see expanded on in years to come. In the gritty, dark, hopeless setting that is Gears of War, no character could have been written to portray the dismal hope of survival more than Marcus Fenix. In the ragtag group of highly skilled and highly jacked soldiers fighting the Locust Horde, Fenix might seem like the least interesting of the bunch. Dom has compassion, Barrett has witty remarks, and the Cole Train, baby, he's got endless humor. But what Marcus has is what you look for in a war hero. He's the leader. He's the beacon of hope. When the impossible appears, Fenix always leads his crew into the fires and out the other side. Will he smile about it? No. But will he understand the gravity and realism of the dire situation at hand? Yes. Will he give his brethren a hand when they fall? Every time. And when the dust settles, he will be standing, ready for the next battle. As we enter the top 5, please like and subscribe if you're liking the list so far, and please check the description underneath for my link to Twitch, for my link to my merch, for my link to my gaming book where I go into detail about my favorite games and how they shape my very life. Now on to number 5. In the vast expanse of the Mass Effect universe, with factions of humans and aliens and wars between man and machine, is a singular anchor that holds it all together, Shepard. What makes Shepard unique from any of our other protagonists is the ability to be whatever hero you choose, something the Mass Effect trilogy beautifully orchestrated. You want to be the good guy that loves everyone and unites the galaxy? Go for it. You want to be the evil woman that divides and conquers what is necessary to get the job done, while leaving nothing in her path? You can do that too. Along with seemingly superhuman power and fortune, your ability to single-handedly save the galaxy from imminent doom with the choices that you make, Lance Shepard is a great and very unique hero on this list. Disclaimer, I do not count Shepard as a female lead, even though you can make her one. I know it sounds a bit weird, but you kinda get it. Or not. Anyway, moving on. How about an Assassin's Creed game? Did you want another one? How about another one? How about another Assassin's Creed game? Yeah, with a franchise that was diluted to mediocrity and risen back to new heights over the course of a decade. Maybe easy for players of Origins and Odyssey to forget their roots. Though Altair is the OG, Assassin's Creed's Ezio Auditore is not only the franchise's best protagonist, but one of gaming's greatest written stories. After the dry and fairly lackluster first game, you're dropped into Renaissance Italy with a much brighter, much more daring atmosphere, immediately introduced to the most charismatic hero to date. Ezio was not an assassin to start, but instead a tough kid and a ladies' man. Once his world was turned upside down by the growing backstory of Assassin's Creed, however, Ezio's smooth moves translated into the pinnacle of hand-to-hand combat. There was no question Ezio would succeed, but how would be answered across a trilogy built just for him. Though Brotherhood and Revelations, the second and third Ezio games, never reached the towering heights of Assassin's Creed 2, the games were driven along simply by the story of an incredible assassin searching for answers. And there would be no doubt that as you left countless bad guys in your wake, Ezio would not be denied those answers. Whether you like Halo or not, it would be difficult to argue that the Master Chief is the 21st century's pinnacle of gaming heroes. His very essence has been ingrained into the industry, setting the gold standard for what is required to be a modern protagonist. Written into the vast story of the Halo universe, Sierra 117 and his digital companion Cortana have been possibly the biggest face in gaming over the last 20 years, and all you can see is a visor. There isn't much left to be said for the Chief. He doesn't know failure. It was never an option. There is no enemy he can't conquer to save humanity. He's taken on alien races spanning 100 millennia and is yet to be defeated. Sprinkle in just enough personality and wittiness to make sure he's still human and you have the perfect futuristic hero. And if you question him, just ask him if he'll miss. Spoiler, he won't. Even if you've never even picked up a video game in your life, you still probably have been waiting for this name. He's the Mickey Mouse of video games. He's not the first, but he is the most famous, and he's Mario. With countless games spanning 4 decades and almost every generation of console the industry has produced, our favorite plumber is a shoo-in. What you might not have expected is that he isn't my number 1. I deliberated quite a bit on this, but I really had to look at what a protagonist or hero offers. To respect success, there must be the option of failure. And though Mario's death count in games must be in the billions by now, you know that it's a given that when Peach gets stolen by Bowser, Mario will smile and soar his way to victory every single time. That's not to say that what he accomplishes isn't impressive or transcending of an entire industry, but its predictability is the only thing that knocks him off the top. Once again, he's the most famous face gaming has ever had, but if you're looking for the quintessential hero, he's not my number 1. If you continue to number 1 without exiting the video in rage or disbelief that Mario isn't at the top, I appreciate you letting me explain why I think that Nintendo's second in command is actually the greatest protagonist gaming has ever produced. If I made this video 5 years ago though, I think I would have easily placed Mario at the top, but then Breath of the Wild came out, changing my entire perspective on Link and his bond with Nintendo's second princess, Zelda. Their relationship is an anomaly. The game's very title, The Legend of Zelda, refers to the princess in her magical land of Hyrule. It is always her story to tell, her mission to save. But unlike any game on this list, she's not the main character of her own story. That honor goes to her eternal protector, Link. Through the franchise's illustrious history, the reason why Link must protect, save, and help Zelda is fairly mysterious. But when the franchise's incredible latest chapter, Breath of the Wild, was released, it propelled the story of Link and Zelda to the very top of gaming's duos. Link was sworn to guard Zelda from any danger, whether it be one battle or a battle centuries from now. This bond that is written throughout Breath builds into what is a blatant love story between a vocal princess and a mute soldier. Her turmoil to be a normal person is only heard by someone whose only advice is his actions, displaying the lesson that those actions speak louder than words. Brilliant. Link will do anything to save Zelda, but there is a sense that you're not sure if he might even die to do it. It's that unbreakable connection that Link has with his mission that puts him as my greatest gaming protagonist of all time. So how'd I do? Did I miss anything? I'm sure I did. Please let me know in the comments if I did miss something, if there was someone you thought should be on the list. Do you think someone should have been higher? Someone should have been lower? Someone shouldn't have even been there? Let me know. Please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more of these. I'm going to try and release one of these a week of a top 10 in gaming, and I'm also adding a lot of Let's Plays to the channel, so check it all out. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.